your volume is so low. I don't know what I need to do.
My volume is low. I've already started
Well, I can't.
started
I can
recording
hear
anyway.
you, but it's really, really distant.
Okay,
And
let me check my mic. 1 second. Audio test.
can you
Yeah,
give me
I
one
think
second as well?
yeah, I think my
Can you give me
audio.
1 second?
Yeah, that's fine.
Hello, can you hear me? Yeah. Oh, you're mute. Hello.
Yeah. All good here. All good.
Oh.
You can't?
Hmm.
Hello. Maybe you should try your speaker. Maybe your
It's supposed to
speaker
be
might.
connected to this, but it's not.
But I can hear you clearly.
Yeah.
I can actually hear you clearly.
I can hear you, but it's just really, really quiet. Anyway, let's make the best of.
Yeah, that's fine. So, episode 10.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a very, very quick one. My first question to you: you've seen the banner on the screen, NSAS. Did you think that we're going to go this far? Did you think that it was ever going to get this big?
No. Short answer is no. I'm immensely proud, especially of the Nigerians protesting in Nigeria, because I mean, look at us. I was chatting with the policemen today, and they were all friendly, and the guy, some of them ones was even asking me how I was doing, they were taking time. We're having a conversation, and the funny thing, the London protest today, we overstayed the time we were allowed to stay, but they didn't get physical with us. So eventually, this was after. So I got there late. I got there like over an hour after they were supposed to have finished. I was late. And I still stayed there for another 1 hour, I think, or thereabout roughly. So we stayed over 2 hours outside the time we were meant to be there. And eventually, they got us moving. And they listened to us, people were telling them why we're doing this. And they were very respectful and stuff like that. So, but in Nigeria, so our brothers, and our friends in Nigeria that went to protest, in spite of the fact that some people went to protest and didn't come back alive, I'm not even gonna lie. And the organization, the sheer organization, the way we quickly raised money, and although I hate protest, making superstars out of protesters, but some names, actually come up. I'm not gonna name names, but like I said, I'm so proud. I didn't know we're gonna take it to this extent, but I'm so proud of what everyone has done, and I just hope we can sustain the momentum. Sorry, you're mute.
I've been told many times.
Yeah.
I've been told many times that Nigerians can't protest. Oh, we can't protest. Oh, we can't stand up. We can't unite. We can't come together to fight for something. And I've never truly believed it. I've never truly believed that, because I've always believed that we are all human beings. There's something will always bring us together. Something will always trigger us, and something will always make us behave in a rational manner.
True.
And I think a lot of factors played into our hands. A lot of factors played into our hands, like the ASU strike going on, the pandemic going on, the fact that there was no Premier League at the time. Hold on, sorry. Hold on.
Yeah, no problem.
Yes, my son.
Yeah, so
He just came
you're right.
downstairs and he started making noise. Yeah. So yeah, as I was saying,
I know.
the ASU strike, the pandemic, there's no Premier League, we don't have a lot of distractions, and of course the state of the economy as well. And again, the critical factor is that we have a high number of young Nigerians. An average Nigerian is young. I think the average age of a Nigerian is below 26.
Yeah.
So we have millions of young Nigerians, and that's a lot of energy. That's a lot of, that's a lot of energy you can tap into. And I think the orientation or the mentality is changing. I don't think these young Nigerians are going to sit back and just let things just happen and say, what's this slogan? What's this very popular slogan? May God help us. These guys are ready to protest. They are ready to go into the streets. And the fact that the whole protest developed organically, and it's sort of decentralized. There's no figurehead. There's no leadership. So there's no one you can point to and say, if we get to these guys and bring them to the table and negotiate with them. No. And that has made it very difficult for the authorities to control the narrative. And it's been extremely powerful. And for me, like, it can actually go anywhere. And you can see how they've been able to quickly, release a statement to say, oh, okay, we are dissolving SARS. And, even though this for me, this is just the beginning, right?
It's just it's a diversionary tactic, in my opinion. Because
Exactly,
first
yeah.
of all, the language used wasn't that there are. I think it was something along the lines of they're going to be redeployed. What does that mean?
Yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah, they
then
will.
why aren't we hearing from the president himself? This is a protest that has garnered international attention. So there's so many levels to the anger that Nigerians have. There's this disdain that people of Buhari's age have for younger Nigerians. There's a disdain of
Younger
what
Nigeria,
do you know?
exactly.
That attitude of,
Exactly.
what do you
Yeah,
guys know? Who are you?
exactly.
There's this attitude that they have, like they feel that they're the
Discontent.
owners. Sorry?
Or is it this like is he is contempt, I think.
Yeah, it's contempt. They are very, very, very full of contempt for us. They don't believe, and that's why, like someone mentioned this on Twitter, and it makes sense. One of the reasons why the hate was even happening is that a lot of young people especially in the Lagos area, who work in the creative industries, are making, are creating something out of nothing, and
Yeah.
are not obviously having to beg them or having to live a life of subservience to them, which is what the typical big man Nigerian wants or likes, isn't it? They want everyone to be beneath them. I hate to be a conspiracy theorist, but there's definitely an angle to that where they don't want a middle class, because they know that a middle class that is educated, eventually will start to request and ask and seek
Yeah. You
for
can't oppress
political
the middle class.
reforms.
Yeah.
You
You
know,
can't oppress the
so
middle class.
yeah, and that's why again, I hate to sound like a conspiracy theorist. I know that a lot of what is happening under this government is just sheer incompetence, but you can't help but think about the fact that there's a bit of deliberateness in the destruction of the economy. Like there's a deliberate, and these are all the things that ties into the anger and the frustration. People, you don't create opportunities for people. They go ahead and create
Mm.
opportunities for themselves, and then
Mm.
agents of you now use agents, you know of government to threaten, you know to kill, to maim these very people.
Yeah.
We provide our own electricity, we provide our own water, we provide our own light, we're providing our own opportunities for ourselves. And then the little opportunities we provide for ourselves, you're also still trying to take it away from us. Like, something just has to give. And I think that's where a lot of the anger,
where
a lot of the anger is coming from. Hey, Wale.
I mean, even if you, Wale, how you doing? Welcome to the party. So
Thanks.
as I was saying, even if you want to keep SARS, even if you have a very good reason to keep these guys, they've never tried to effectively address the many issues of injustice, the killings, like the malpractices. There's incredible evidence online everywhere. They've never tried to address it properly.
Yeah.
They've never tried to bring these guys to, to justice. They've never done that.
Let me give you an example. A credible example was the Apo 6. You know that Apo 6, I can never forget, I was in Abuja the day that thing happened. I was in Abuja when that thing happened. I was living in Abuja then. Now the Apo 6, the commander, the police, the senior police in charge of the squad that actually killed the Apo 6, today is, I think, a DIG, much higher up in the police. And don't forget, they were actually convicted of wrongful killing. But yet, today he's gone up higher in the police. So you now begin to ask yourself, are they being rewarded for the brutality?
Yes. Yes. They know they are going to get away with it. They always get away with it. This is why any Nigerian that's had an encounter with a policeman or with SARS, the first thing that will come to their head is they'll tell you, "I go kill you and nothing will happen." They've said it to to millions of Nigerians, to be honest. A lot of people are very, very aware of that slogan or that statement. "I go kill you and nothing will happen." And they still did it. Like a few days ago, they still did. They still said it to someone. Like this guy tried to shoot someone on video. He knew it was being recorded, and he tried to shoot. He tried to shoot one of the guys protesting. That attitude is more dangerous than incompetence. That attitude of contempt and just abject disrespect for an average Nigerian, let alone the younger generation, let alone the youth. Like, there's this thing that I think it's cultural as well. Like if you're older than somebody, you just feel that you can bully them in some way, or you can just ask them to keep quiet, or you can impose your own beliefs or your own way of thinking on them. And again, someone like, why would Buhari not come out to speak to us?
That's what I'm saying. Like, who are we? Like,
you understand?
Who, I'm sure he sat there in Aso Rock thinking, who are these lots? Who are these youths? What do they know? They don't know. They are able-bodied men who should be farming.
Exactly, and this attitude is consistent. Like across board. Most of our leaders are like that. Like when they try to ask Tinubu during the last elections about a bullion van going into his
Bodilon
compound, and the way he responded, like, so you understand, like, so
they don't rate us. They don't rate us.
Exactly. There's no regard, like, so this is why I was so happy with the numbers, with the turnout, with the way, like, these guys don't give them the respect they don't deserve. They do not respect us. They've never respected us.
Yeah.
They're doing something.
They don't care about our lives. If we die, they don't care.
Exactly. They've
If we
never
die,
cared.
yeah, if we
They've
die,
never
they don't
cared.
care.
Do you know?
So why should
I
why should
spoke
I
to
respect them? I
I
don't
spoke
respect
to a
them.
colleague. I spoke to a colleague of mine yesterday. This guy, we worked together at one American consulting firm. This guy told me that he left Ibadan. He he's an Ibadan boy. He said he left Ibadan because of SARS. He said he moved to Lagos because of SARS. And this was between 2006 and 2008. He left. He had to leave because they harassed him on multiple occasions and nobody did anything about it. He couldn't do anything. Like there was a time he was leaving the library. I think you said like the Ibadan library or something, and they just grabbed him. He tried to ask a question. They slapped him instantly and they accused him of being a Yahoo boy. They said he had been to the post office to get goods that that were sent to him from maybe the US or one developed country, some crazy accusations, and they took him to one of their cells. You understand? And he said that stuff happened like multiple times. He moved to Lagos, the same thing happened. Do you know where this guy had to go to? Abuja. He said until he got to Abuja, that was when he stopped, and after that he just left the country. He's in Canada now. You understand? Like when he said it casually. He didn't even say like it's a big thing. He just said, yeah, like I experienced it like more than 5 times. And I was like, this is someone that I've worked with. So it's not just me reading stories on Twitter, but things you read, things you hear about, they're all the same. They all sound the same. And even the videos we watch. So the evidence is incredible. But who has actually tried to do something about it? Which leader has come out to say, you know what, we have to deal with this issue? What is the tone like from the IGP or from the public relations office at the police? What are they saying? It's all the same BS. They don't care. They don't care. So I am so happy that for me, this is just the beginning. I think a lot of Nigerians now see that they don't regard us at all. They don't.
No, they don't.
Seriously, this is just the beginning. I don't think we are going to stop. Even if we take a break, we take a break, there's a lot of things to protest about. Wale, we have about, I think we have about 13 more minutes to go. So let's just let you come in and give us your thoughts on this whole protest.
No, I mean, I think it's been an incredible last 2, 3, 4 days, Nigeria, with the young people on the NSAS protests, and it's overwhelming, honestly, because it's a sad thing. It's a sad thing because there's been about 12 killings in total across the country in the last 3, 4 days, and this is something that is totally avoidable.
This is what we're protesting about.
So it's so painful. I don't even have the energy to, in my characteristic self, I don't have that energy tonight because it's painful, and it's just something that you wonder why. It's totally unnecessary, totally uncalled for, and you've seen the videos of what's happening in Abuja. That's the capital of Nigeria, and people were being shot at, literally being shot at in Abuja, which is where they were was 20 minutes from the Aso Villa, from the seat of the presidency, where we have a former Attorney General of a state and a senior advocate of Nigeria as the vice president of the country. And you can't tell me they've not seen these things, they've not heard these things. This is gross abuse of human rights, civic rights, all kinds of rights under your watch. It's absurd, honestly, and it's painful. And we have a presidency who came into power on the back of, integrity and things like that. And it's fine. We've not seen that integrity in economic perspectives. It's fine. We've not seen that integrity in in national development and things. But this is like a really low hanging fruit. This is where you could have actually won some capital back, if you know what I mean. And this is what you do with it.
Wale, he doesn't care. He's not coming back for re-election. He doesn't care.
But I mean, you would think that what would history have to say about you? You would think that what's posterity going to say about you?
He
won't be here. He doesn't
think
care
about those things. So I mean, think about the vice president. He's got his whole. I mean, it's just really painful. Now, the protest was sustained. There was at some point they were saying, "Who are your leaders? Let's negotiate." And on the positive side, he didn't have any leaders, and it's something that has caught them unawares. It's different from the Adams Oshiomhole era. It's different from the other eras where they will, separate the leaders, bring them into the inner caucus, give them appointments, and give them, things, and just make things different. And that's not been able to happen this time. And I think the whole protest has caught the government by surprise. They didn't see the magnitude. They didn't see it coming. What I struggle to understand is why we still have the IG of police, being the one addressing, on a regular day, the president should come and address the nation, even just because you regard the people that voted for you.
Yeah,
this is something.
This is a matter of national security as well.
This is a matter of national security.
Yeah,
and this is something that is happening simultaneously in half of the country, if not the entire country. And you should be coming on air and apologizing on behalf of the Nigerian police, on behalf of the security of the country, and in that same breath, you should be firing the IG of police, and substantively constituting a task force that will look into the SARS and disband it, look into the investigate the issues,
brutality and stuff. You
should take actions that show that you are committed to the integrity of and the veracity of human lives in Nigeria. But unfortunately for Nigeria, especially for Nigerians in Nigeria, it's unfortunate that this is what people have to go through and and experience. And what's going to be gobsmacking is tomorrow morning everything is going to return to normal, like nothing's happened. I hope and I pray that people sustain the pressure. The solution that has been announced is half-hearted, doesn't carry any weight. If you've seen that 5-point memo, it doesn't give any timelines. It doesn't give any it doesn't give any results or tangible outputs. It doesn't give, it doesn't talk about, actions. It doesn't talk about timelines. It doesn't talk about action owners. It doesn't talk about steps. It's just all over the place. A typical exhibition of the anyhowness that is in the country's leadership. And sometimes I think about it, and I just wonder, somebody with a sniper can sit in a high tower somewhere and just take people out. This is I don't know if this whole thing can go up in flames. The whole thing can go up in flames.
Yeah.
And people have gone to this thing can start a civil war.
Exactly, yeah. I know.
They can start a civil war.
I know.
I don't know why. I don't know why people think that this is just a bunch of useless, unemployed people shouting on the streets.
Yeah.
For the life of me, I don't understand it. Look at the Minister of Youth and Sports has come on Twitter tonight and said, he was having a meeting and the hoodlums came and they had to scurry himself and the royal. I don't know what to call them. Misleaders.
He used the word hoodlums.
Yeah. So they had to carry all of them to safety. And somebody was saying, your people killed 8 protesters today. What were you thinking? They'll come and say, let's have dinner? What were you thinking? And then the people, you are the Minister of Youth and Sports. The people you literally were appointed to defend and to uphold their honor were killed under your watch, and you are having what silly meetings
Yeah.
with Oba, with your, with, you know, this is, they're not having a meeting around how this is going to be resolved.
Yeah.
8
Yeah.
human beings
Yeah.
killed.
Yeah.
This is
Yes.
for goodness sake. This guy is what? How old? How, you know, what is gospel? This guy is gonna, I don't know. Honestly, I'm actually literally blank, because this guy is some guy, you know, in the Korean Baptist church. He will come there, he come and be talking to people as if he will go to KFBC. You know, he will ride on camaraderie from the religious circle. He will ride on, you know, he's our boy, he's our boy. And look at how is this guy different from
Yeah.
the lot.
Yeah. You see, that's what this protest is all about, really. This NSAS protest is all, we are actually protesting that attitude. The attitude you just spoke about. This, we don't care about you guys attitude. This, we can always get away with stuff attitude. You know, the attitude of there's no consequences for my actions. I'm always going to get away with it. This is why I think that it is not going to stop. I don't, even if we take a
Did you
break.
see the Lagos State governor huge? Like, not a word from the governor of Lagos State.
Yeah, it's the same attitude.
And there's protest in every local government of your state.
Yeah.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
And it's not
trending worldwide. Trending worldwide.
So here's what I think. I think they are, like we all acknowledge, they are shocked at how quickly things escalated. They are refusing, because they feel that if they begin to acknowledge it at the highest levels, it gives us
some power,
a feeling of we have achieved something,
or we have some influence or power.
Yeah, this is my theory. I think my theory is that we are not going to give these guys the satisfaction of feeling that they matter, of feeling that they have moved us to work for them. Like I said, essentially and fundamentally, these men, and they're Muslim men, this bunch of men that have been in power since forever, and some of the ones that want to take over from them, they fundamentally do not think that anything good can come out of youths, especially if those youths are independent minded. They hate independence. They hate youths that like you and I, who are earning honest, wages. If there was a way that could stop Nigerians from going overseas legally, I feel they'll do it. Some of them will do it because they hate the fact that there is this economy, or there's this whole system outside their control.
That's
and it seems to be getting bigger.
I wonder why.
I don't want to become like, I don't want to sound like a conspiracy theorist, but that is my theory. My theory is that these men essentially, and I think my theory is correct because I've actually seen it. I've seen it firsthand. The way they talk when they come for town hall meetings here, the way they talk at Nigerians, you will know that this guy, they're just doing it, just pastime. Let me just go. Let me move on to more important things. So there's that attitude of
condescending.
You guys don't matter.
Touch me.
I hope people speak with their voices and their votes in the next election. And before that time, I hope people continue to speak with their voices. Unfortunately, I don't live in Nigeria, so I cannot. The best I can do is send money to this protest, to the funds that have been dedicated, and then bring things to people's attention. But it's so painful. It's
exactly
really
what you just said now is what they don't want. That whole sending money, painful. The fact that we can actually send money back, that whole thing going on outside their control, they hate it.
Yeah.
But the truth of the matter is that, something has to give. They need to realize that, like you said, this thing could lead to civil war. God forbid that it does. But the truth of the matter is that when you refuse to reform, eventually the system will break, because what we have right now is an unfair, unjust, and unbalanced system. And when
And
you keep on
look how
profiting,
many. Yeah,
yeah,
good.
yeah, no, I was
Look
just
how
saying that.
many. Look how many
Yeah,
weeks
carry on, carry on.
look how many weeks we spent on this podcast talking about police.
Yeah,
We didn't even see this coming. Because it's a thematic and a topical issue. Everywhere you turn in Nigeria, and it's
yeah,
unfortunate that this thing went on for 4 days and it's still going on, and the leadership of the country, people are saying, look, Sanwo-Olu is going to come back for re-election. This guy has not come. This is a cheap political. This is a way to earn cheap political clout. If you just come out and say, look, we're with the guys, provide people that are protesting with security and things like that, provide them with ambulance, and just show that you support the right to peacefully protest. You're not
Yeah.
saying you're supporting the NSAS movement itself.
Yeah.
I'm not
Just
saying,
engage.
but
Engage.
look, if people want to protest, fine. This is the security to allow you to protest and things like that. This is what you're showing.
Engage.
This is
Yeah.
this is
Fashola has done it before. Fashola did it once. Fashola came out. He came out. He spoke to people, and people left.
You see, and that's the power.
People
That's the power
left.
of leadership.
You
People
know,
need,
the quality is different, isn't it?
yeah, the quality is different. And there's a way you come and say, you guys, just go home. Don't worry, we'll take this up. But there's a way you say it. You talk about all that you're doing, all that you plan to do. You talk about the progress you've made. You talk about the danger of aborting all that thing with all the protests. You make all these things clear to people when you say, look, don't worry, go back home. We've heard what you're saying. We'll do. That's how to engage.
That is leadership.
I'll give you an example. This second
that is leadership.
This second field guy in Lagos State, what's his name? It's Hamzat, wherever he is, Hamzat's guy, the deputy governor.
Yeah.
In the heat of the yesterday, when they went to his house and they demanded that he came out and stuff like that. He was saying, it's not necessary, this protest. Somebody said, can you mention one name of the people that have been killed in this protest? He said, let's not get into semantics. You see, that's what you will not catch an Obama doing. That's what you will not catch even Trump doing. They are in on the news. They're in on the news. Those are little ways to show that you are part of you know what's going on.
You call that semantics.
And that's what you call them. That's what you call it. He said, let's not get to
semantics. He called it semantics. People, somebody died, and you're calling it semantics.
Yes, and it's recorded. It's caught on live TV. I think that's the kind of people that you have as leadership.
It's the same
you hear that, and then you just like,
it's the same attitude.
Like what?
It's the same attitude everywhere. What? Everywhere. Seriously, these guys are all the same, and it's very lazy because the reason they do that is because the system, the framework allows them that kind of protection. So once they get into that framework, they can then do whatever they want to do. That the framework itself is designed to disrespect Nigerians, not to give Nigerians any regard.
I really, really hope this thing goes all the way full scale.
It's never going to stop.
Honestly,
I don't think this protest will stop because these guys are not going to stop disrespecting us.
Yeah, and I wish.
Yeah, no. Honestly, I'm just what is my own question is now, what is next? How do we sustain it? What do we need? Do we need to give monthly? I don't care, because that's where I am right now. Because truth of the matter is that it shouldn't become normal. It shouldn't become normal that police just kill people. It's been normal for far too long. Look at Jimo's dad.
Yeah, they just killed the guy.
Just look at his dad. The boy was not even protesting.
Exactly. And who's going to pay for that?
I saw videos of the boy a moment before he was shot. There's a video of the boy.
Yeah.
Have you seen it?
I just saw a picture of him just.
Oh, I saw a video of the boy. He's just saying, what's going on? He was just.
And he maintained a reasonable distance as well.
Yes.
He was watching.
He was at least like 200, 300 meters away from where the action was happening. This boy has been killed. He woke up that morning. Oh,
And it's not
And
even
then-
protesting. Bane is not even protesting.
That's
why
what I'm
would,
saying.
why
He
would the
wasn't
authorities not
protesting.
come out and mention his name? Why would Buhari or the governor or all these guys not come out and mention his name or even talk about him? Why?
I
Why
don't
would
know. Now that man,
they not even
who
use him as an example or as a reason to now say, you know what, guys, this
is just that, you know, his dad was just broken. That man is broken. I don't know how, you know, he's just gonna be a broken man going forward. Because it's a horrible experience to bury your own child. A child that was hale and hearty and left the house, no fault of his, has been killed by the state for doing nothing wrong.
Yeah. Guys,
Come on.
I think let us leave it here. And
Yeah.
Stanley is going to join us hopefully next week. Then we can talk about this.
Yeah, Stanley was at the protest, I think, yesterday in Abuja. I'm not sure about today as well, so you probably will have more information.
Exactly. So, and Bane, you can sort of detail your own experience too at the High Commission at Charing Cross. Then we get Stanley's thoughts too. Then then we can have like maybe about 45 minutes there too. So
okay,
yeah.
Cool.
All right, guys. Thank you very much. Hopefully next week we are going to reconvene and deal with this topic a lot better. All right. Peace out.
Cheers.
Thank you very much.
Cheers,
Bye.
Bye.